So yeah, I got a question, right? Because this has been rattling around a bit. But why does the population then, yes, want perfection,
Yeah,
but are never perfect themselves?
I don't know. Are they lured to something? Is the, because it's usually the populists who will lure the people, like certain politicians who will tell them that those other people or something is not perfect enough and they are.
Yeah, but is this instilled into us from a educational point that because we're constantly, we have to constantly be perfect,
Yeah,
perfect,
yeah,
perfect,
yeah, yeah.
perfect, perfect,
You have to
perfect.
ace it,
So
ace it, ace it.
when you hear that constant perfect, 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 isn't it speaking indirectly that you are not perfect?
Yeah, yeah,
Isn't it saying that, oh, you're not doing good enough, you're not perfect enough, keep going, keep going,
yeah,
keep going, that's
yeah,
it, keep going, keep going, keep going.
yeah.
And then why is it then that a few members in society are perfect in the sense of perfect,
Mm-hmm.
never done anything wrong? Yeah, I don't believe that. But and then the other side of the population demand that there is perfection,
Mm-hmm.
and that when a politician steps out of line or does something that might be, I don't know, it's then garnered to be used against.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, I just wonder then, is there a certain type of education that is strategized to be perfect and another one that is always demanding perfection no matter where the. So you constantly move the goalpost each time.
Yeah, you hear that at school that you are supposed to get A, don't you? You are supposed to know it all
No,
and
I'm talking from a life perspective,
yeah,
like
but
the whole way
that
through.
prepares you for the next steps from the school already.
Yeah, but I feel that what this does is it
Mm.
sort of says that you can't lead a country because you're not perfect.
And then comes politician or someone who's like a nationalist or something like that, and they will tell you what is perfect. They will tell you that it's the person of this origin and person of this opinion and person of doing this and doing that. And if someone else comes from different background or doesn't do that, then they are not perfect. So they will basically brainwash you if you listen to that and believe that, because not everyone believes such a politician, but many people will. And then comes something that will influence them even more. Some bad thing happens, something happens, and then they suddenly remember this politician, the other ones who didn't maybe listen that much or kind of halfway or something, and with them the ones that were completely like brainwashed already, and they start to saying, oh, that is, this person is right, that is, it has to be like that because it cannot be any other way.
Yeah, but that then stops you from getting into a. I mean, aren't we taught as a mass that you make mistakes, you get knocked down, but you get back up? It's how you get back up. It's how you go. I mean, like, in a way, then I don't know if is it brainwash? Is it this? Is it placed there? Is it deliberate? Is it by accident? Is this really what it is? And then how is it then that you then have a margin of individuals that fall out of a different school that are perfect in a sense that they've never done
Mm,
anything
mm,
wrong, and then you've got another mass that do things wrong, and then does doing something wrong then hold you back from a power position or a and a power position is not just a government. It's
mm,
like running the head of a police force or military, blah blah blah. If you have, and then what is doing something wrong? So killing people in faraway lands. Well, that's not wrong. That's accepted as heroism and different stuff like that. No, I don't
yeah,
want to
it
get into
is.
that
Yeah,
too
yeah.
much, but that can lead you on to much more different things. So then there is a generalized acceptance to what is perfect. So if you do something wrong in your past, let's say if you have or haven't, I don't know, it can be dug up to just sling mud at someone.
Yes, and
So-
that usually happens.
And it's usually the ones that are slinging mud. I don't know. Do you have something in your pocket? Because everyone in the public would then say, "All right, no, this. I don't know where this body language comes from.
Yeah,
By raising the hand, and I don't know if that's drummed into us. So you sort of rise up. You know, this is something. I don't know where that comes. I know where I get it from, but it's a different reason. So
I've seen it on communist posters.
and I just wonder this, like, and then that then generalizes a tone that you have to be a certain someone that fits a certain this, and then is it about being qualified for something, or an ideal, have ideas and a general direction for a nation, but could you be held back on that because you're not perfect?
Yeah, and I think there might be also difference in education here, where in the public schools you will be punished if you do something wrong, or you don't do homework or something, or you disobey teacher because you said something you were not supposed to.
But if you're
And it ends there,
yes.
doesn't it? That's what you are told. You are told often, maybe parents are told, oh, he didn't listen or she didn't listen to this teacher and blah, blah, blah. But I imagine only that in private schools, it will be, as you said, that told of maybe something, but also told that you learn from your mistakes and
your mistakes fail as fast as you can because it can make you a better person, right?
I picture it like this, that would be also the difference between public and private school here.
But is it just public and private? And then is there, right, so if you were in a family and it was in position to do so, how do you not know that these individuals did do something wrong, but it was never wrote down or recorded?
I don't think you would you?
And then if you were in not one of these families, it is wrote down and recorded as a way to use it against you or stop you. Because anything can be written down, right?
Yeah.
Or wrote down, whatever it is. I'm not sure. I'm going to get hung up on that. But so we know that certain royals in the past have done some things that were questionable, but did it get written down anywhere? Was it wrote down anywhere? Was it gone through the police system? Did it go through the database? Then if it did it then lead to a record? Or did it lead into a records or system somewhere? And then therefore, there is no paper trail, so therefore, can it be used against? And therefore, then that shows level of perfection. But is it perfection if it ain't genuine? And if it's not genuine...
No, it's not perfection.
Because if it's not written down, and then... where is genuine in that? Genuineness? Because wouldn't you want a leader that is genuine and not perfection? Because is perfection really true?
No.
Are we all in a way that we never do anything wrong? That's like saying that you were born perfect. You were born without ever spilling any milk. You didn't ever argue back. You didn't ever do this. You never once did that. You never once did this. You never once did that. And then I find that really hard to believe that. I find that hard to believe. And then this is then what gives you a right to be something. Look, I'm so much more better than anybody else type of thing. So that's why I'm in this type of position, because I'm so genuine. Not genuine, no, because everyone makes mistakes. So we're told, so we're taught, so we keep being, everyone makes mistakes. And then as that is, everyone makes mistakes but yeah, the difference is then your mistakes are not wrote anywhere. They're not publicized. They're not put into a database. And if they are they removed? Can they be hidden? And if that is a yes, then what is that? And then is there a level of fairness in that? And then, in order to do that, that must mean some level of rigging of a system in order to get you into a place where someone along the lines already knew you were headed to. Your past can always be used against you,
Yeah.
and a record can always be used against you to say, see,
Yeah.
well, fuck it. I would rather be a genuine individual and have it so that, dush, 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 dush. You might have fallen down and all of that, but you got back up. You might have did this in the past, but you learnt from it. And then I wonder if that is a sort of situation then that is then when you do something wrong,
Yeah.
it is then publicized.
Yeah.
Could that then knock you down from the pedestal? Because someone along the line somewhere, someone would know along the lines that is the quickest way to drop you down as a leader or someone in a power position that you might want to hold on to that, do something wrong, but yet drop you down.
Yeah.
And then rather than them bringing you down, they can just use that ridicule or that public prosecution to then say, you are not allowed to be in this position. You should fall down. Well, what did the person do? Well, they didn't do this. Okay. But then in the large scheme of the public, if you didn't do it, what would you want? Well, I want some mercy. Show me mercy. And then I just wonder what that is, because that kind of looks a little bit like we don't live in a genuine world then, because there is obviously a correct way to make a perfect person then, because you are the statistic of it.
It's expected.
So then why is that programming or education that you had or life that you lived not being put into all parents as this book to learn and then to influence your children this way to then make them just as equal to get into a position of that? So that then they have a true option at the table of what do you really want to do? Because you are perfect, you can do any of these jobs.
Yeah, and then later on you will find that Boris Johnson did this and Hillary Clinton did that and son of Joe Biden did this, and I don't know, Trump had something with children when he was first for president as well.
I draw the line when it comes to kids.
And that,
I'm really going to draw the line right underneath anything to do with children. That is not.
And then himself and but
I'm going to draw the line on that one. I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. That
but they opponents or whatever will dig some stuff for people who try to run for some high positions, whatever.
How do they find this stuff?
They must work really hard to find them.
Right, but then how do you find that? How do others find this on each other? I don't get it.
I don't know.
But you can't find it yourself, but yet yours is all there to be found. So then, is there a masking, like a Facebook perfection system, because we all go to Facebook and only share our good bits, maybe, sort of. Not everyone, because some people will, and then it's very negative, I guess, or it's and then I wonder if these are like little cues of sort of that's sort of how a system could be sort of used in a way to sort of give you power, but also take it away. Can it or can it not? I'm not sure. Can it give you this power position, and as long as you're doing X, Y, Z, the moment you stop, well, this will be and then people are like, fucking bring them down! They're not perfect! But no, I didn't. Then I'll ask the people, well, can you find me someone who is?
Yeah.
Well, this person, I don't know about
and then you
that.
find something different on that person, so no.
And it's always after. It's always after, right?
But especially here, people are told that the ones that go to Oxford or whatever. In America, you go to Harvard or you go to MIT or something like that. You must be nearly perfect or perfect
Well, I don't
because
think so, because some have had very troubled backgrounds, and then I don't know, Johnny Cash, for example,
yeah.
or you can name many of them that they
Mhm.
fall down and they get back up. They get back up and they do. They do.
But he first fell down, didn't he?
Yes, a lot of people fall
He
down and
yeah,
they do
he
rise up.
first was popular and then fell down. And then it's different case when he sort of reinvents himself or other people do after they fell. It's kind of a new rising, isn't it? But in the first place, when someone is supposed to like rise, everyone is poking and looking for
Unless you killed
some
the old you
shortcomings.
and create a new you, and then when that one doesn't go right
Hmm.
and you fall down,
Hmm.
then you'll have to what? Kill the old you again, and then create the new you. So then I ask the question: on this whole entire planet, does anyone accept you for truly being you then? And then accept that you're going to make mistakes, but depending on the severity.
Yeah.
Does anyone really truly take you for you?
I don't know. People don't know you that well. They know something about you. Other people might know something else about you. Is it even possible?
Well, I don't know if you're going to
Hmm.
find someone that
Hmm.
is going to really truly want you for you in this. Then that means that you are then going to
Probably
have a
not.
level
Probably not.
of standard, and it keeps you to a standing.
Hmm.
And the moment that you fall below that,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
that is not acceptance of
Hmm.
you,
Hmm.
because that would then be part and parcel of you, would be that you would make mistakes, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
Because that would be to come with the territory, right?
Hmm.
Depending on the severity, then would those individuals then help you and your family and your whatever the situation may be, and beyond that, that whatever you were to make these mistakes in, are they always going to be there to support you truly? That would be accepting you for you, right?
Yeah.
So does anyone really accept anyone for anyone, or do they accept them to be this one individual forever, exactly like that, and they're not allowed to go up or down? When they're up, they're up. They've got to stay up.
Yeah.
And the moment that they do something that's a little bit human, then that is enough to
Yeah.
everyone drops and then walks away.
Yeah. They want to see their ideal, their whatever, don't they? I think.
So then, if fame was about finding people that accepted you for who you are, then would they support you during times of turmoil, or would they turn their back?
That would be probably some people close, and the rest, I doubt it. Because there were actresses, actors, singers that were popular and then not anymore.
So everybody's always looking for someone that will treat them
Hmm.
and accept them as they are.
Hmm.
Okay, now mention the word mistakes.
Yeah, some make mistakes. Some grow older, some become boring, or I don't know what for other people or whatever. I don't know.
So you make a
They are not
mistake.
perfect. Yeah. They are no longer perfect, so
So everyone is searching for this perfection,
looks it, doesn't it?
but isn't that a hollow pursuit?
Yeah.
Because are you ever going to find someone that is truly perfect?
That's the excuse for not being able to reach something. Because I'm not perfect, I'll never be that movie star or something. I'll look at those movie stars, but I cannot get there because, I'm I'm
You
not
could get
perfect.
there.
No, that's
What if people hit these imperfections? That'd get you there, wouldn't it?
yeah, but I think that's the way to for the people who are kinda somewhere not very high to tell themselves to look up to someone else.
What if someone marries a cheater? But that person's happy being a cheater. Then wouldn't you have to accept that person for the way they are? Because everyone says that, right? I don't need to accept you for the way you are. I'm happy for you to be you, you know? Oh, okay then, said Ted Bundy. Well, right, it's extreme, but again, what about someone who's cheating? Well, I'm happy cheating and being with you. But I'm looking for genuine. Oh, okay, that is genuine. And that's also honest, right? I'm not saying that anyone should tolerate that, but then at the same time, that where is that accepting you for you in that? If you were happy to do those things, I'm not. But if you were, then and then the other person saying I accept you for you, but you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do that. Well, why not? Well, I'll fucking leave because I'm looking for genuine. People making mistakes is not genuine. Fuck me. Okay then. So then there must be a hidden amount of knowledge somewhere that I'm not privy to or didn't get taught then. Or we all got taught the same thing. We all got the same doors open up as each other. But do we?
No, we don't do it.
So, what is perfection in everyone's eyes then? And what is genuine?
I don't know, because perfection is different in everyone's eyes, perhaps.
So then we're all chasing an illusion
Yeah.
rather than asking an individual, what do you view as perfect? Well, this, and this. Okay, well, then I'm going to act that way for you. But that's not genuine. Okay, but you're going to accept me not to make mistakes along the way and not class that as genuine because you're after perfection. But then tell me, what is perfection? No, I don't know. I don't know if I'm missing the point or I'm not making the point that I'm trying to make. That there's going to be mistakes along the way, right? Depending on the severity. But if you do this, and this, I'm out. There isn't that control. Oh, I really want to do those things, but I also don't want to lose this person as well, or this power position. So I'm going to do everything you tell me to. Okay, all right. Okay, I'm going to listen. Isn't that control?
Yes, in a way.
In a way, I thought it was. Then is that genuine? And then can you have genuine and perfection all in the same conversation?
No.
I'm going to be rounded flat after this one. I'm going to be flat rounded.
Flat rounded.
Rounded flat. That sounds a little bit. Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm going to be a circular square.
Oh.
I'm going to be a square circle.
Mm.
No, I don't know. I think I'm more of a triangle. I do have points. Slightly stabby edges in certain areas. No, it's nice, smooth area. Always got another point there. Oh, fucking hell. Gotta be careful of that peak. I'm unsure whether that is even. If that's even possible. And then, I don't know, if a government makes mistakes, should there be a chance for them to rectify it? And if they flat out ignore it, like sort of thing, then that is a sign of something, isn't it? But if they actually are given a chance, can they rectify it?
If they are given a chance, they probably can.
Okay, so then that means that then they because it's not about loyalty. It most certainly is not. You can have all the loyal supporters to vote you in, but they'll tear you straight back out.
But if you repeat some things and then it becomes unbearable to live in that country, then you probably won't give them another chance, will you?
Where you take Labour.
You'll try someone else. I'm not saying that they are perfect, these ones or the other ones, but they have slightly different approach, so you will try the other one.
So what if Tories knew that Labour were going to do this before they did it and allowed it to happen in order so that they never get into power again, and therefore it will always be Tories' way?
Oh, it won't. It will after maybe a long time.
But if I'm on about if, because
Yeah, they screwed up so much that they want someone else to clean up, and Labour will be blamed for raising taxes.
right, but then if Tories got in, would they then lower those taxes that have just been raised? No,
No,
but appear to be the good guys
they
and
will.
folks, the
Yeah.
good folks that can then, oh, look at this. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at this. Oh, and they bad look.
Yeah.
If we get into power, look, we'll just remove the taxes down a little bit. But there's no way they're going to go back to how it was before, because you'll have forgotten.
Yeah.
And then how do you not know that that's not part of an even bigger plan?
It might be. Only they know that. And only some of them know that. Not all Tories, only some Tories. Because it could get out, so it has to be baked in a small group.
Long-term planning.
Yeah. Yeah.
Boris and Farage. Oh, this is a very stringy. So then there's always a guarantee then, isn't there? I'm not sure. Whatever, but still, it can be used for or against and in between and not in between. So I guess that's... And then therefore, should we look at as a population that should Labour be given the chance to at least get going? In a way, sort of.
Yeah, they are already blamed, aren't they? It didn't happen yet, but they are already blamed. So Tories have something of a plan. Oh, they will raise taxes in October, you know? Of course they will, because what else can they do? Surprise, surprise, people.
Yeah, but if Tories were still in, the GDP means that we were going to be moving down in not GDP. That I guess it would be that we wouldn't be the richest, one of the so many richest nations in the what's it called? The where we're all on this sort of graph where we are, right? And everyone moves up, and we might switch Poland or something in that sort of run up of number 1 richest nation, number 2 richest nation, number 3 richest nation, number 4th richest nation, the 5th richest nation. What is that list called again?
I don't know. Is there like G7, G5, G something? It depends on how many countries are counted in.
Well, within that, there's that sort of richness, isn't
there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if we were about to drop down, but if Tories stayed in, would it have not dropped down? And then if Labour truly are to clean up the mess, whether it is in or out or however it looks, then yeah, that's another blow that perhaps they didn't want at the time that they were in. So they sort of give the floor to Labour, sort of thing, by
Yeah, they
not trying.
blame on. They want to
And
put the
then when it
blame on
drops
Labour.
down, even though it may have been them that caused that, they can then blame Labour,
Yeah.
and then they can blame Labour on something else, and then they can blame Labour on something else, and then this booms them, and then they're back in power again, and then it's the rotating door situation that we had once before.
Yeah. Yeah, swap the prime minister, swap the prime minister, swap the... How many times was the prime minister swapped?
Yeah, a lot. The most in history, I think.
Was it Cameron first, then Theresa May? Who was after?
Well, it was Nick Clegg and Cameron, weren't it?
Yeah, so there's one
Because it was
more.
a coalition.
But who was prime minister?
Both of them, I think, but mainly Cameron, I think.
Okay, so that's
And then
that.
those ones dropped out.
Yeah,
Cameron stayed, then
May.
Geez me. And then what has there been? Elizabeth Truss, there has been Boris
Truss,
Johnson, Rishi Sunak.
That's at least 6 people.
May have been even another. I can't remember now. And then I think Jeremy Hunt wants to go at it.
Huh.
I just find him quite repulsive when it comes to what he says about children.
I've never seen anything like that in Czech Republic. If the prime minister falls,
and then you've got to ask the question of whether it should be that, regardless of the party, not the party, the amount of prime ministers that run in, rather than saying it's on the prime minister, shouldn't it be on the party itself that only get 3 and out? Because then Labour can do the same thing.
Yeah. Replacing that. I never see
But
it.
still, when it all goes to fall down, which they may have known the storm coming, so there was a sort of calm before the storm. Oh, we better get out and just give it to these. Then we can blame them. Then we can go back to our rotisserie table.
And because people don't point these things out, they are well taught not to do that.
Well, then that wouldn't stop it anyway, because then you would just then fracture your party. You'd then break it into sub-fractions then, and then Labour could then create another one in the background that is not Labour, but it is Labour, and then switch it, and Tories could do the same thing. So there'd be like Tories and Bories, right? And then Tories win, Bories in. Tories win, Bories in. It's no different to what's going on elsewhere, really. No, I think some big changes are coming. I think real big changes. I don't think it. I know it. I have absolute certainty in it.
People here are just led to be angry at some situations like happening right now.
And as a nation, we're quite racist bigots that we would expect. We all seem to forget about slavery.
And quite angry when I look at it from outside, quite like, that doesn't help, and you need to start thinking about what happened with the previous government or whatever. We need to there's no new one that we don't know much about, but we need to think about what happened and somehow make sure that this way doesn't happen again.
Yeah, but while we're focused on that, are the real issues being sorted?
No.
So whilst you're focusing on this, you're not focusing on that. And therefore it can become distracting. Because you've got to constantly battle this. It's the pulsating effect. From one to the other, from one to the other. But we forget about all of this. It's like, don't look over here. Look here. Oh, look at this mess over here. Oh, look at this. Okay, but what about this mess over here? Dush. No. It can be sort of that pulsating effect, that flickering.
Yeah. The complaints about Labour now, if they are gonna raise the taxes, how long have been Tories in power? Years and years and years.
Yeah.
Oh, Labour caused the taxes to rise, didn't it? Oh my, how did they do it when they were not in power for, I don't know, 15
That was
years or
quick. You're only
something?
in for a couple of weeks and you're
They are
like,
very
the
good.
taxes.
They
Fucking
are
hell.
very good at that in that case,
That
aren't
money
they?
must have burned a hole in the pocket just like that.
But no one stops and is like, the others would raise the taxes as well because they promised something they had no money for. So they would do the same. And these, even when they scrap it, they're still not enough. So what she named was some outstanding money, but there's still not enough, is
I
there?
pull TV licensing back over. I would pull the energy company back over. And there are two ways I'd do it. One is build one. Build it so that it's in-house and it belongs to the government. The whole thing belongs to the government, but not to the government, but to the tax pot that is moderated by the government.
So no government can sell it. Because
No
as
government
soon
can sell
as
it. It'd be
Tories
brought into
come
that
to
for
power,
use.
they will sell all the assets.
No, it must be done in
Like
a way that
idiots.
doesn't. And then if it is in the public's best interest and they feel it, then they won't want to let it be sold. And it should be taught to the people that that should not be sold for these reasons. Sure, it will give you a small term amount of money, but long term pocket money is probably the best way to go. And it keeps up with inflation. And I know there's a lot of businesses out there that would disagree with this, but no. I think that it should be brought back into government power. So therefore, it goes into the tax pot. And if it's in the tax pot, this benefits everyone.
Yeah.
And not just one. And then that is like, well, we all paying this anyway. Look, if we were to reduce it by this much, we would bring this in over here so that we could reduct it, and that's still a large amount going into the tax pot. From that money, we will go and do this, and this. And then this will then pay for this, and this, which then makes more room for you, more room for us to get this, this, and this down, which then goes from here, that then knocks on from there, which then goes to over here, then we can go up there. Then we've got this stable platform over here. Then this starts bringing in more stuff, which then is more easier on your pounds and pennies. And we've got enough to support other nations because of past ties, let's say. I think we mainly all forget who really built this society. All of us. In a quite a wicked way. Some of it was driven by slavery, isn't it? Some of it was driven by the hands of our grandfathers, grandparents, and different things like that.
Serfdom as well, when people had to stay in certain places and were servants to their overlords. That is very similar to slavery here, people.
Yeah, so true patriotism is everybody in the noose together, right? Niche together. Everyone's in the same niche. Not noose. Don't know where I come up with that. Do apologize. I didn't mean niche. Nesh. Oh,
or is it mesh? No, noose.
Yeah, everyone's in the same.
Yeah.
So
what? Doesn't matter.
It's rightfully mine as it is yours. You know. And that is. I think we forgot. Yeah. I think we forgot a lot, and that is the bit that should really be.
Power of the people is forgotten.
Well, I mean, it serves no good to put that in now. Yeah. But when it comes with the sentences that are going to happen afterwards, that's when it needs to be told.
Taking care of the country.
Yeah.
That's where the power is supposed to lay.
And then, wow, you've got a lot of community service to be dishing out, prisons and community service and different stuff like that.
Yeah, community service.
You're going to fix an awful lot. But it's labour and it's this, that. Yeah, you're going to know about the labour, I think. I think that should be put into good use, that. Oh, that'd get wonderful, that is. Cool. Yep, and then you know what it's like for individuals that may have, have done this once before, you know? And now it's you.
Yeah.
There you are. And don't complain, because I don't remember them complaining about it, so, you know. So, you know. hands that built the nation.
Mm.
Many of them working together back then. Beautiful, beautiful, and it looks like history is about to repeat, but in a positive way, and it looks gorgeous. But yeah, I don't even know where I was going with this one. It was rattling around my mind, and I feel good to free it. So let's get on, and yeah, brilliant. Thank you for that.